What's good, Josh? Agamakai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every subscriber helps. And today we're going to be talking about, one of the best prospects in this upcoming draft, and that prospect is Lamelo Ball. Lamelo Ball, younger brother of Lonzo Ball, son of LeVar Ball. He's had a pretty crazy, ride to this NBA draft this year. His fame started when he was a freshman, playing on the varsity squad along with his two brothers, Leangelo and Lonzo. As a sophomore, he helped them, to win a championship, I think, that year. Didn't he win a championship that year? Then, the next year, he made a lot of headlines, because he was scoring, what was it, 92 points in high school? Granted, some of those were, a lot of those were cherry-pick baskets, but, the potential was there, the hype was there. All he had to do was just keep on going. He could have had an amazing college career, and he could have went the traditional route, but he decided to not go that way. His father had to pull him from UCLA because he was committed early on in high school. I think as a freshman, because they had all three brothers commit UCLA, had all three Ball brothers commit to UCLA. But after that whole Leangelo China stealing thing, I guess UCLA. No. I guess LeVar Ball was so mad at UCLA that he decided to pull, a great basketball player from their program, which happened to be his son, Lamelo Ball. And, I'm not really, one for the storylines and all that, but Lamelo has a very, very interesting story. He goes to Lithuania, and he doesn't do amazing there because there was some problems with coaching over there, as seen in a Ball in the Family, their documentary, whatever, like reality TV show they got. I used to watch that, I ain't gonna lie. But, he goes over there, there's problems with the coach, so they dip. His father makes a whole, basketball league for him. I don't want to say for him, but, it's really for him. Somehow he's able to, regain high school eligibility. And, he goes to, not regain high school. He goes to Spire Academy, and, he balls out there. He shows that he's a serious prospect. He's serious about the game of basketball. He's showing that, he really wants it. And then comes, the next step. Now, he lost his college eligibility once he turned pro in Lithuania. So his only option was to turn pro again, but this time in Australia with the Hawks over there. I don't know what, the first part of that name is. I think it's the Spire Hawks, or not Spire, but whatever that team's name is. He played with the Hawks over in Australia. He didn't average, too crazy numbers there, but it's really the flashes that he showed that really has me excited because you look at Lamelo Ball, he's really similar to his older brother Lonzo when you think about it. They're about the same weight, about the same height, but they're about 6'7", and they both have a great knack for passing the basketball. They both see the floor, very amazingly for their young ages, especially Lamelo, because I didn't think, from seeing him in high school, I didn't think he had the passing gift like his brother. I thought he was just going to be the best scorer out of the whole Ball brothers trio, but after watching him in the pros in Australia, he really has a gift for passing. It's just like he sees the floor differently. He knows where guys are going to be, where they should be. But, he's not the clear-cut number one prospect in this draft because there's a lot of questions about him. What did he average? About 17 points. And I don't think it was on the best efficiency. So his scoring is not a very big question because, LaMelo Ball can score. It's just, is it going to be efficient? Is it going to be on, good shots? So his shot selection is definitely questionable because, he's known for taking, crazy shots, ridiculous shots. But I think he can score at all three levels. I think he's a good three-point shooter. I think he's going to get a lot of stuff in the mid-range if he chooses to do that. And I think he's a pretty crafty finisher if you ask me. He's very, very fast with the ball, a great ball handler. So he's going to be breaking down defenders in the NBA for a long time to come. And another thing about him is his defense. He's the polar opposite of his brother when it comes to defense because it's like Lamelo, he has that mindset where it's like, if I go extra hard on defense, if I'm putting my all into defense, where's my energy going to be on offense? And this brings me into who I think should draft him, so you won't have to worry about, carrying the offense. The Minnesota Timberwolves had the number one pick in this draft. They finally got blessed with another number one pick. They've been terrible for years, and, they got the number one pick. Lamelo Ball is the guy for them because they need a true playmaker. D'Angelo Russell, he's not some, out of this world transcendent passer. Can he pass? Yes. Can he play make? Yes. but you don't really want D'Angelo Ball. Excuse me, D'Angelo Russell as your main passer. You want a guy like Lamelo Ball. You want a transcendent passer to run your offense, and this way he can maybe do some more intense stuff on defense, like show some more energy. Because when you got D'Angelo Ball and Karl Anthony Towns with you, you got a lot of scorers over there. You got Malik Beasley is over there. I'm drawing a blank on who else they got, but yeah, you have at least 3 other solid scoring options: Malik Beasley, D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns. So LaMelo is not gonna have to focus like, oh man, I gotta score 25 for us to even have a chance to win. He can score. In his rookie season, I'm predicting maybe 16, 7, and 5. But he's 6'7", so maybe that 5 could be like 6.5. But I predict great things for LaMelo Ball, and if Minnesota plays their cards right, they can have him. Like, I don't understand what's the whole question thing about it, because yeah, he has some faults. His shot selection, like I mentioned earlier, his defense. But do you really give up such a transcendent player like that? It's very rare that we see such a great passer at such a young age, and he's only gonna get better at passing. And his faults are stuff that can be fixed. It's not like he's a terrible, scorer, a terrible dribbler. He has things that he can work on. He can work on his shot selection. He can work on defense. And with defense in NBA, it comes with experience. When you learn rotations, when you learn how certain guys play, learn how certain guys move, you need experience to become, a great defender in the NBA. Unless you already are one. But in the cases where the guys who aren't amazing defenders already, you have to learn. And LaMelo Ball can definitely learn. And with the Timberwolves, it's like, yeah, they could draft Anthony Edwards. They could trade that for, they could trade a number 1 overall pick for another guy. But it's like, what are you really gonna get for the number 1 pick this year? Because it's not like other drafts where the number 1 pick is just gonna be some crazy like out of this world player. LaMelo Ball, he's not a crazy out of this world player, but I think there's definitely a separation between him and whoever's gonna go number 2, whether it be James Wiseman, Isaac Okoro, Killian Hayes, Anthony Edwards. Like, anybody who goes number 2, LaMelo Ball is definitively better than them, in my opinion. So the truth about LaMelo Ball is that people need to really wise up on him, because I know everybody has the image of him in their mind as some immature kid, a lot of jokes, and he takes a lot of bad shots. But to be quite truthful with you, LaMelo Ball has matured a lot from what you saw in 2016, 2017. Like, he's matured definitely a lot, and I think he's just more, no pun intended, more mellowed out. But yeah, I think he's really grown, and I think he really I think he really has love for the game of basketball. He wants to do this with all he's got. I don't think you're gonna have the same problems you had with Lonzo, where LaVar Ball chirping all day. I just think that LaMelo Ball is the guy you don't want to pass on. Like, he's the guy where it's like, if you pass on him, you're gonna look in the future like, dang man, we could have had a shot at him. And Minnesota with his pick, it's too much indecisiveness. It's like, man, LaMelo is your guy, trust me. The defense, like I said earlier, the defense can be worked out. The defense can, be improved. The shot selection can be improved. And, there's a lot of offense in Minnesota, not a lot of defense. A defensive backcourt of LaMelo Ball and D'Angelo Russell, it is scary. But, I'm choosing the offensive talent, and I'm worried about the defense later. Because you can get defensive guys in free agency. You can get, defensive guys at the NBA trade deadline. But you're building for the future. And you don't pass up on a prospect like LaMelo Ball. And that's all I got to say about the topic. Anyways, if you stayed to the end of this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.